committee. He spoke of a committee, an intake committee, I think that's the word. And he said that committee is the committee that makes the decision whether you would take on that matter. From your description, that committee or that function that he was saying is of an intake committee. It's exactly what you say you and Mr. Sissoko get to do.
He is incorrect about a committee. These are, Chair, when you put to me about the juristic nature of things, after IDEC became permanent in August of 2024, we realized that there are certain processes that one would have to put in place. We have come up with a draft operations manual, very much like where the police have standard operating procedures. And it is in that draft operations manual, which is soon to be finalized, that you would find the suggestion of a committee. But there isn't, Commissioner Baloy, a committee. I also do not consider myself or Mr. Sissoko a committee of any sort. It is, excuse me, in terms of the functions that we have and for practical reasons that we were able to do it that way. Thank you.
Advocate Johnson, please just clarify paragraph 23 in terms of the timeline. We had a witness here 2 weeks ago, Mr. O'Sullivan. In paragraph 1.8.3 of his witness statement, he takes credit for having referred this very case to IDEC, and he says it was in November. We also know from documents that we have that the minister's office also in November referred this very same case to IDEC. So for now, maybe we'll come back to those later. For now, which one came first? Which of the three came first? Was it Mr. O'Sullivan, or was it the minister, or was it Mr. Adams? So when it first came to you, which one did you look at first and then gave to the people below you who were supposed to look at it?
The one I looked at first was the one by Mr. Adams dated 21 November because it was the affidavit. I am unaware of any referral with regards to this matter from Mr. O'Sullivan. I do confirm that the minister's office did write a letter to us, but I cannot recall Mr. O'Sullivan being involved in this specific matter. I would, when we do go to his document, because I don't have, I know that we did look at the letter from Minister. I think it is dated the 11th or so of November. And then there's the referral by Mr. Adams dated the 21st of November, which is the 27th. I am unaware, Commissioners, in fairness, of any referral made by Mr. O'Sullivan. None was made to my office. I don't know if he had conversations with somebody in IDEC, but in terms of actual referrals, those are the two documents.
So the minister's letter came first?
The minister's letter came first, yes.
And then Mr. Adams's affidavit came after?
His affidavit came after.
And you say you're not aware of Mr. O'Sullivan's referral?
That is correct, yeah.
All right, thank you.
And would the minister's letter have come in November as well?
That is correct.
Lastly, on those initial steps, I just want to understand if you treat the question of the mandate, that is whether what's complained about falls within your mandate, whether you treat that differently from if it's a referral that's coming to you, whether you treat it differently from whether the section 27(1) jurisdictional facts have been satisfied. Do you treat the two as one and the same, or do you look at whether those jurisdictional facts have been satisfied as a different or additional step at all? I'm asking this because what you've told us thus far is that between you and Mr. Sissoko, what you look at is whether the mandate has been satisfied. And I would have thought that the mandate relates to whether the offenses fall within IDEC's mandate.
Correct.
And even though related, the jurisdictional facts would not, would be separate. How do you treat the two?
We look at whether or not the Section 27 makes out a reasonable suspicion of an offence. Can we see on which or on what this is based, and other additional information? It relates to, does the statement make out offences, and therefore do those offences fall within the mandate?
I'm asking because, again, I hope I'm not sounding like I'm probing at this stage. I'm asking because you did not touch on that at all in the exercise, what you refer to as a practical exercise between you and Mr. Sissoko.
Understood.
All right.
Thank you, commissioners. You may continue, advocate.
I think I was at paragraph 23.
Yes,
Thank you.
Let's finish 23.
The referral was made by Mr. Fadil Adams, Mr. Adams in brackets. It was not treated any differently. It was supervised and overseen like any other. There were 4 dockets that were relevant to the referral. Following the common established process, I sent a letter to the SAPS Divisional Commissioner, Detectives, Lieutenant General Sentumule, requesting the dockets. Paragraph 24. Following upon receipt of the dockets, the information contained therein was analyzed. Thereafter, an investigation was undertaken. The investigation unearthed sufficient evidence to 1, conclude that there was reasonable and probable cause for the prosecution.
We may proceed with your statement.
If I could just have some water. Thank you. Paragraph 16. Upon finding him at Otia, the 2 investigators explained who they were, why they were there, why he was sought, and what his rights were. They then asked Lieutenant General S.D. Khumalo to accompany them to Brooklyn Police Station in Pretoria. He cooperated and was taken there. There was nothing dramatic about it. 17. At all times during his arrest, Lieutenant General Khumalo's security detail was with him. He was not threatened and was accorded all the respect that could be accorded a person of his profile. On the way from Ocha to Brooklyn Police Station, the investigators had occasion to stop and get something to drink from a filling station at the request of Lieutenant General Khumalo for himself. Paragraph 18. Once Lieutenant General Khumalo had been processed at Brooklyn Police Station, he personally thanked Chief Investigator Perumal for treating him and the other co-accused in a respectful and dignified manner. This talks to anything but the conduct of a unit that is motivated by ulterior motives other than to address alleged criminality. Paragraph 19. I would be remiss if I do not dismiss the suggestion that Lieutenant General Khumalo was arrested because he was the coordinator of the Political Killings Task Team, in brackets, PKTT. This suggestion is anything but true. It is false as it is unfortunate. The truth is that IDEC was investigating Lieutenant General Khumalo in his capacity as the Divisional Commissioner of Crime Intelligence for alleged unlawful conduct that manifested itself in the execution of his duties in that capacity. Paragraph 20. The fact that Lieutenant General Khumalo also held another portfolio in relation to the PKTT was not within our knowledge. At no stage was I, as the head of IDEC, aware that Lieutenant General Khumalo had anything to do with the PKTT, let alone being its convener. In any event, even had I been aware of same, such would have been irrelevant because of the reasons for his arrest. I have attached it to this affidavit and therefore placed his charge sheet at the disposal of this commission. Paragraph D. The charges fall within the mandate of the IDEC. 21. The allegations concerning Lieutenant General Khumalo and co-accused came to the attention of IDEC by way of a referral that was made in terms of Section 27 of the NPA Act. 22. Section 27 of the NPA Act provides that, quote, if any person has reasonable grounds to suspect that a specified offense has been or is being committed, or that an attempt has been made or is being made to commit such an offense, he or she may report the matter in question to the head of an investigating directorate by means of an affidavit or affirmed declaration specifying A, the nature of the suspicion, B, the grounds on which the suspicion is based, and C, all other relevant information known to the declarant, close quote. Paragraph 23. The referral was made by Mr. Fadil Adams, in brackets Mr. Adams. It was not treated any differently. It was supervised and overseen like any other.
What do you mean by supervised and overseen?
When a Section 27 matter comes in, they sometimes come directly to the office of the investigating director, or the investigating directorate has a head of operations, which is Mr. Matthew Sissoko, and Section 27s may go there. The matters are considered either first by the ID, but given that these matters may be voluminous, my office almost invariably refers them to Mr. Sissoko for his perusal of the matter and for a summation on whether or not it falls within the IDEC mandate. He will then bring the entire matter to myself for me to then peruse the matter, consider his recommendation. If the matter falls within the mandate of IDEC, that matter is then, commissioners, allocated to a team. And when I say team, there are various teams in IDEC. Paragraph 11. The charge sheet concerns not only Lieutenant General Khumalo, but his co-accused as well. In the charge sheet, I emphasize and draw the attention of the Commission to the charges which each of the accused persons, Lieutenant General Khumalo in particular, is facing. The Commission will note that they are facing, among others, 11.1. Contraventions of the provisions of Section 4A of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act, 12 of 2004. 11.2. Contraventions of the provisions of Section 4B of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act, again 12 of 2004. And 11.3. Fraud and other related offenses. Paragraph C. The arrest of Lieutenant General Khumalo. The evidence before this commission is that Lieutenant General Khumalo was arrested in a dramatic fashion. Nothing can be further from the truth. it is important that I address this aspect as well. Paragraph 13. Lieutenant General Khumalo was arrested on 26 June 2025 at Oliver Reginald Tambo International Airport, Otia. Only 2 senior criminal investigators in IDAC, senior criminal investigators within IDAC, were tasked with the exercise and effected his arrest. It was Mr. Sunil Belochan and Ayan Dambalo, in brackets, the investigators. If I may then pause here, yes. Commissioners, and Advocate Selo, to go to the last statement, statement number 3.
You deal with that correction at your paragraph 10.1?
That is correct. So paragraph 14 as it reads in the original.
Before we do so, what do you suggest? Are you going to amend some parts of that paragraph, of the current paragraph 14 of the main statement, or are you proposing an entire deletion of that paragraph and substitution?
An entire deletion of that paragraph, as well as paragraph 15.
Thank you.
Because they should read correctly, and as they currently stand in the original affidavit, they do not read correctly.
Okay, then let's deal with the first.
Paragraph 14 of the original affidavit to be deleted and to read as it does in paragraph 10.1 of the third statement. I say in 10.1, paragraph 14 must be replaced and should read as follows. Lieutenant General Khumalo was arrested after he had landed at the Oliver Reginald Tambo International Airport, Otia. I do not recall where he was traveling from. I was informed that at the time, his co-accused had already been invited to report to the Brooklyn police station. That is the correction.
Noted.
I therefore ask as well that paragraph 15 of the original affidavit, Commissioners, be deleted and to read as it does in paragraph 10.2 of the last affidavit, wherein I state paragraph 15 must be replaced and should read as follows. The investigators went to Otia to inform General Khumalo that there was a warrant for his arrest and for him to hand himself over. They had a warrant of arrest for him. Warrants of arrest had also been sought and obtained for his co-accused before they were requested to hand themselves over at the Brooklyn SEPS. Those are the corrections, Commissioners, to paragraphs 14 and 15 of the original affidavit.
Noted. Thank you.